Beloved, this is the Culture and Camaraderie podcast, the most thought-provoking, introspective, industrious, creative discussion. My guy, Tiberius.
Yo. What?
Yo, this is a bit wild right now, bro.
It's a little bit different.
It's a bit different.
A little bit cozy.
Yeah, fam. Like, this is not our usual positions at all. But whatever. Oh. Did I say the whole thing?
Yeah.
I am DJ
you didn't do
from
that.
NYTypical.net. Shout out to Suede House for
We in the Suede House
production
right
needs.
now. We in the Suede House right now. This very moment.
If you can tell, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see us. What were you saying?
What was I saying?
Yeah, we can't hear ourselves anymore, can we?
We couldn't hear ourselves before.
We can.
No.
Oh, is that our sound bouncing off the walls? Fam?
Yeah, you're nuts, bro.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, no, it's just talking about the album. Yeah, no, it was cool, man. Like good music as a label is just crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of the greatest of our time, making one of the greatest labels of all time. You know, had a couple mishaps with the old Panda and that.
That is wild. No, but wait, who else is? Oh wait, Pop Smoke is with Good Music as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you got Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, oh, that's wild, you know. Pop Smoke is with
else?
Good Music.
Who else they got? Travis.
Oh, so no Shake is with Good Music. I don't think Travis is with Good Music.
Isn't he?
His
Oh,
music
he's
doesn't say
not.
Good Music, no.
He's not, is he?
It's like a Good
He's
Music
just what
affiliate.
Yeah. I thought he was. I was convinced, but he's on Atlantic.
That's wild.
I'm fairly sure.
All right, though.
Anyway, yeah,
Music is adorable.
man.
But yeah, what's next?
We've got a few things to talk about.
On
Did you
the-
watch the Dave Chappelle
Yeah,
talk?
yeah.
And I think because when I was watching that, like, I was thinking about, and I think this speaks a lot to like
Because I saw Abba and Preach.
Jay Haas. I think it speaks a lot to the Jay Haas thing. To Jay Haas's like album and like the way people are sort of viewing his music and like what he's trying to do with what he's clearly attempting to kind of do with his music. Not saying necessarily in the same vein as Dave Chappelle, but even with Kano and what he's done for like UK music, I saw a similar thread in between the stuff that Westside Gunn was talking about in his interview, and just the talk of what Dave Chappelle was talking about. But we'll get to the Westside Gunn interview obviously in a bit. But with Dave Chappelle, it was so mad to just see, like, the maddest thing for me.
Okay, wait, what happened with Dave Chappelle?
Oh yeah, Dave Chappelle. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I do this all the time. Right, with Dave Chappelle, he received his Mark Twain Award, and he gave a speech like after he received it, and just kind of was just reflecting on obviously his career, as you do at award shows, but his life as well, and you could just the biggest thing for me is just seeing the way people were reacting to all the stuff he was saying. You know, like it's nuts how he got to the bit at the end of his whole entire speech where he said, where he was paying homage to his mother and he brought on Thundercat and Mos Def, and he said, like, now I'm fortunate enough to be in a position that I am and have influential and important friends. I want them to help me send this message across. And when he said that, even though it wasn't speaking to what came to my head immediately, it was like, it's funny what influence actually is and what people think it is.
Yeah.
Like, people think influence is, you're able to control things, or you're able to make decisions, or you're able to change things at your will because you have influence, when really it's how you inspire things in the people around you and in your in your community. And it's so funny because when you saw like how people like would react to what he's done for himself, and not just for himself but his family and for everyone around him, it's like that is what inspires people to actually want to help him, want to work with him, want to see him get even bigger than he already is, you know. And it's just I think that's what I got from that whole speech, of how important it is to have to think about what that influence actually is, what you're trying to do with whatever it is you're doing. Like that's what I got from the talk. It was cool. It's cool, but that's just me.
Yeah.
What did you like about it? What did you feel in your bones?
I just felt it was the best doing what the best do the best. It's like give energy and power to other people. Like, and yeah, that's like, it's convention to do that when you're at the top, really. And like, obviously there are people who see, it's like, obviously it's like this J House thing that I was talking about. It's like when you're like on a lower rung, it's like you want to knock off the top person to get to that position, thinking that their position is supposed to be your position, when in reality you're supposed to create your own position. And like, obviously, because this is all I've been preaching for, like I archive a lot of my stuff on my Instagram because it's just so much. But like when I think about it, it's like that video I done with the unnamed podcast. It's like, if you want something done, then you do it. And like, obviously you do it with your boys and you get good and then you get better and you continue doing it and you keep going, and like you just need that energy to keep going. Like, yeah, that's just me. It's like when I know like people can do something, and like really and truly all you need is like an opportunity to display, or like someone else to like help promote, and then like that one leads to another one, and then like you keep going and then they keep going and you keep bouncing around their energy. But when someone tries to like project that energy and then like you try to stifle it, then you just end up in a terrible position, like as a person or partner of like the whole situation. Like in the UK we're trying to be some of the biggest and the greatest, but at the end of the day, if you're not trying back to give that energy back, then you're making us do just as terribly as you're doing instead, when you're supposed to take that energy, uplift it, and like
Wait, are you talking
return
about
it.
Are you talking about like people, or are you talking about like other artists or people within the artists, industry? Okay.
And like just other people within any arts industry, because really and truly it's all about the people that you help influence and the people that influence you. And in the best of worlds, it's like you continue bouncing that around to that energy till everyone can win.
Well, it's funny because artists are naturally, well, I say naturally, but they are the most egotistical people, I'd say, in society. They're constantly thinking about how they can make what they're doing great or the greatest. Like in large, obviously, you've got people who don't. They have more of a purpose with what they create, but I think a lot of people are trying to make what they do the best, you know? They're trying to make what they do something that they can be looked at as those people that they're tearing down, you know?
Yeah, like... It's sad,
but...
I'm like... See me, like, obviously... whether you want to attest to this.
What?
But like, whether or not anyone else thinks I'm great. See, that's the funny thing, because I was listening to some of our old podcasts because we spoke about some stuff that I'm writing in my book and that. And like, you said one of the funniest things. You said, what you like, I don't even know whether you even remember yourself saying
I
this.
probably won't.
The wording that you used, but you used to dislike the belief that I had in myself. Like the way that I was so self-assured and like thinking that we can do it and all of that stuff.
We can't. Wait, when you say that, what was we specifically talking about?
I was speaking about the energy that I project, being myself. Speaking about the energy, I was like,
what did I say?
Okay, so
word
the
for
context of the
word for word. Like, well, you probably might not necessarily word for word.
Well, back. Well, to say what I was to ask.
Because I think I remember this conversation.
I was like, oh yeah, like of course, like I think I can be great around about that thing, and and then I say things to myself to continue on that energy, because obviously no one else is gonna give you that energy unless like they're a complete stranger and they are affected by your work.
They've got an image of you that they've built in their head.
Yeah, and like I say to other artists, yeah, you should be doing. You can do this. You can do more. Well, not you can do more in a negative way, but like you should know that you can definitely get higher in this and all of that stuff, and like, you know, spreading that energy and like just not just spreading that energy outside, but spreading. But
you're
it
doing that for yourself,
well. Yeah, and like being to myself, yeah, I can be great, and then like. Yeah, you just said that it was really like one of the things when we first met you disliked about me. That's pretty much what you said. Yeah, like word for word around.
Yeah, maybe I didn't give it context, but it was that really, like, it was the way. It wasn't even the fact you believed in yourself. Actually, it was the way in my head you done it. Like it was in my head, whether you was doing it like this or not. It just came across in almost the which obviously it makes sense, because if you're gonna say I'm lit, yeah, if you're gonna go I'm lit, there's no point in saying that with like, oh, I'm lit, like you say it with your whole chest, you know, like and at the time, obviously, because you know what I'm like, I don't really believe in myself anyway, like as much as I could do, you know, and. It's funny because when you're like that and you see someone else doing that, you do like you think you're going, what makes them think so much? And like
we're on the exact same level.
You know what I mean? It's so weird. It's so weird. Well, because this was more in like college days.
Yeah, this
was like college times, and I used to think it's so funny because it's so funny because
funny thing.
It is a really
anecdotally.
Yeah.
I made a lot of money before college, but yeah, carry on. I don't like speaking about it, but I did.
Before college, would you?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But no, carry on.
Wow, is that a story time that's gonna come in the?
Nah, I don't like talking about money.
So you just did. What do you mean?
No, but like that's
you literally just spoke about money, like out of context.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's part of what added.
That's part of
what added to the
when
belief.
you're young, it's like
okay.
You know you can create something for yourself, innit? So, and like I created something out of like nothing, like selling Christmas chocolates in schools that you got for free, but getting a return of £20. Like that's nuts, fam. But yeah, carry on.
Oh no, I remember those days. I remember the days. It's so weird because it's like, I even though with me it's funny, like I've done a lot of things where I know I can be proud of, but that still doesn't affect me in the way that it naturally should, or I don't have an attitude towards it that I naturally should.
Yeah.
But it's funny because that, it's like, and that's the funny thing. It wasn't just necessarily something with me, and I wouldn't necessarily, it was just because I didn't believe in myself, because if we're being real, a lot of people have that reaction to you, you know? Like they do. Like there's a lot. Like I'm not alone in having that reaction of like, oh, like your brashness is jarring. It's like, bro, I'm not the only one.
I said it in the podcast as well. Like, I'm 5 stacks. I'm like, yeah, I think you remember now. Like all of that stuff. Like what on earth? But like I have just like this this confidence that came before me, and like shit, when I was before college, I knew that, like, because I used to have like talks with my family, like we used to have like big family discussions and stuff, and I'd be like, yo, you guys aren't gonna enjoy particularly me being my full me. So
wait, who did you have these discussions with?
Like my family. Like we used to have family talks back when I was younger. Yeah. Like it's a lion's den in my house. Don't know if you know this, but yeah.
Yeah, I have low key.
Yeah, so like
I tread carefully. I take my shoes off before I enter the room, bro.
So honestly, but like without the banner, it's like, man, it's okay like believing in yourself and that, but like I learned early on, you want people there with you. Like that's like the most fun thing. Like obviously, like I've got my dislikable traits where it's like I like things done in a particular way.
What? So do you feel like
in a particular stance that's for my taste when it's my thing? But when someone else is doing their thing, I'm like, you do more of that and you discover yourself. Like when I'm talking about subpar artists, I'm not saying that their music or whatever they're gonna be is continuously subpar. It's like you can get better. Like you can 100% better if you just continually focus on you. Like give yourself more time. Continue being like great in your field, or continue excelling and like propelling and like just repetition all the way. Like repetition all the way. Like I remember me, man. Like I told this thing to my boy Luke. It was like I was like when I moved to my white school in Kent, like, and I say white school because obviously I was the only black guy in the year on that. But like we were doing basketball, innit? And like obviously nobody knew me. I was at 4'7" and stuff. So like I was kind of like almost picked last or something like that. Oh man. Mad. The minute I got, and obviously unbeknownst to anyone, like I used to practice basketball every day. Like every day. And because I was sure I had to like not get into the D or else someone would bat out my hand, so it was 3-pointers all the way.
Oh, it's because he's black, innit? That's what he can do. He might not be 5'4", because he's black.
That came afterwards. That came immediately afterwards. But
school
yeah,
is
like
such a weird time, and especially in that dynamic.
When I was like so 14, like, going like this, and it was buckets after buckets. Everybody was like awed and finito. Like so, yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, and I wasn't picked last again after that time.
Wow.
So
hey, can we get the black boy? Or can we get the black kid?
Oh man. No, they wouldn't say black kid. They say my name or something like them. But yeah, it's like obviously you have those moments, and it's like when you notice. Yeah, look, here's the main thing. When you notice, like, no one else is gonna, like, you kind of get to the point where you realize that no one's gonna give it to you. Mm-hmm. Like, it has to be taken. And like, obviously, you get this kind of mentality where it's like, every time like you're faced with like a certain type of trial, you're like, you either just go for it or you like take a step back and like try pivot. But like, I obviously gained the muscle where I was like, go for it. I want to do YouTube, go for it. I want to do editing, go for it. I want to learn anatomy, go for it. I want to do animation, go for it. Man, I was rubbish at animation in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But then I got good. And I hit my repetitions. I done all of that. And like, I got good. So when you get enough of those under your belt, and it's like, all right, no one's going to give you the accolades, really. Like, unless like it's a total randomer, like we just said. So you just go for it. Like, every time. Every day, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going for it. And like, if someone says I'm rubbish, bro, I'll go for it, bro. Like, that's just me. I go for it. Like, if you say I can't dress well, bro, I'm still going. I'm gonna still keep posting my pictures. I'm gonna still keep dressing up. I'm gonna go for it until I am considered a top form player in the league and you are just another hater, because that's just like when like you gotta take it. You gotta like you can't take someone's criticism of you as negative. It's just criticism. And like I don't care about it's an opinion or it's subjective or no. Maybe I am bad. Maybe I do need to change up. So I do that and I keep going and I'm gonna keep going until the end. And obviously, like I said, you can't be there by yourself. So it's like you get your boys with you. It's like, shit, nigga, I'm here. Like I'm I'm ill half the time and I'm doing my work every single day. I may not be able to go and travel to London like 2 hours all the time, but shit, I can get work done. You know what I mean? I can get like in the one thing that I know I can do or I should be doing, I will get that finished. Anyways, man, before I start going on a rant, it's like you gotta hit that. Like that's like the mentality is like, all right, yeah, sports is done for me. All right, cool. Or like going to economic school is done. All right. Let me divert that energy. Like we had in our conversation the other day. Like I diverted that energy from studying economics and like all of these things, like and data science and all of that stuff, and I diverted it into learning more art and fashion. And then now it's like I'm at a ridiculous place where my fashion history is just, it's insane. Yeah, it's actually insane. Like no, let me not say that. But compared to my peers, it's very high. Compared to all my peers, let's say I'm in the top half of all knowledge. So yeah, it's like, bro, and all I did was every day Google, every day FF fashion channel. Like it's not it's not a secret. It's not a secret. I post the fashion videos I watch on Twitter and
Instagram
and yeah, sometimes on Instagram, but on Facebook as well, and Snap. Like I post the fashion images that I look at on Instagram and stuff like that. Like this shouldn't come as a surprise. I suddenly know certain things, and when I'm experimenting. That's it. Of course, I know. So I know.
What do you mean experimenting?
Like with like my recent video.
Oh, okay.
It's like that's an experiment. It's like it may not look the total finished product that I fully foresaw. Like I saw the background, like the background of the first video being like whiter. Like it was meant to be a white gradient rather than a black gradient, but bro, it worked a little bit in it. So I'm not gonna lie, it's not what I saw in my head, and like the look like, and I was thinking like about all the little graphics that I want to do and all of that stuff, and like just think about other videos, like there should be no surprise, but there should be no surprise when like I try or like I do all nighters just to like edit a video so that it looks pleasing for everybody else. Like I done a video before that, the Cold War one, and it was like someone was like, yeah, like the background is like a bit busy, innit? I was like, yeah, like you're right. Like obviously, like I had my books there and all of that stuff. I was like, I divert away from the books. What should I do? Okay, I spoke to Jason, like that's my other boy as well. Like gonna do the video as well, and like I was like, okay, so I segment it, and then like I started thinking about layout design and stuff like that. Obviously UX. I was like, okay, so how can I bring my UX knowledge to this? I was like, okay, so you have a little screen up there, and then you get the other one down there, and you pick, and then like you got the obvious animation from that to there, and it's like, all right, like, and then like when I watch the video back, and it's like, the animations are going a bit slow, and it's like, okay, maybe I need to put a bit like make it go faster, but put motion blur on it, like next time. It's like that's normal. Like to us, that should be just normal. Like you surpass the bit where it's like, okay, it's no longer just shit. Like, it's no longer just like subpar. It's no longer just too busy. It's like, okay, this is a normal editing platform. So now you have to fully get into editing. It's like, okay, your first bat at it went 20 hours. I was like, okay, you know what I mean? We have to try. We have to like try ridiculously, in fact. So yeah.
You know? Oh,
but yeah, what's the
I
next
don't even
one?
know how we got into that. That's that point of the discussion, but you know.
Wait, obviously we were speaking about
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Just being great.
Yeah, influencing your friends.
Yeah.
And giving that energy back to your friends and stuff like that. And yeah, just went on a whole a tirade about repetition, but that's Mamba mentality, bruv. You know Kobe?
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant. Yeah, Mamba mentality, bruv. Shout out the Viper.
The Viper Mamba mentality. Last thing I think is the Westside Gunn interview.
Wait, which one?
The one that was in the chat. There's only one in the chat.
Oh yes.
Wallow.
Black yeah. Alright. Yeah. Go on, tell me.
So Westside Gunn. Oh, sorry. Whoa. So Westside Gunn had an interview with Where's Wallow. That's the first time I've ever seen that channel, to be fair.
Yep.
But
done one with Charlamagne and Dame Dash as well.
Yeah. And they were discussing talking about Westside Gunn, his origins of Griselda, his Westside Gunn's label, everything he's doing right now, his ethos on making music, and just the sort of culture in general, fashion, being yourself, how he implements that into everything he does. But yeah, it was a cool chat. Like, it was cool to hear him talk, because it's like, it's so funny. It's like,
yeah, tell them your history with Westside Gunn.
The only history I have of Westside Gunn is from you.
Obviously.
Yeah. Like, it's cool. It's so funny, man. It's like, there's something, like, as much as people like to dismiss it, yeah.
Talk about your first experiences with Westside Gunn.
Well, this is what my first experiences.
Yeah, man. Because
what do you mean?
Rolls Royce rolled up. That nigga did 20 flat. Nigga, so what? Like, that was your first experience.
Yeah, but see, like even his music, I haven't necessarily. I'm just gonna be straight real. Like, I haven't really digested it in that sense. Like, I don't even have a song I could say off top.
That's like you like.
Oh yeah, no, you've busted that song quite a few times.
Bare
actually,
times. Yeah. Bare times.
Yeah.
Yo, you know when you have to like feed your baby.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? Like, it's so interesting because it's so weird. Like, now it's just the truest thing. Like, I almost do feel like, unless I've heard a song that I like, I will also like a song if I appreciate someone's character, and I'll listen to the song, I'll listen to their music and appreciate it because of who they are. Yeah. And even though that sounds weird and a bit backwards, that's what I start liking to see. Not because they're cool or they're you know what I mean, they're wearing certain things or they've worked with particular people. I don't mean like that as in who they are. I mean like,
that can
what
also
do
be
they
a factor
talk about?
too, but
It can. Well,
I'd
say,
not in this particular.
I would say that's part of it though. Like in a way, like the way he's, you know what I mean? He's
edification.
Cool. Yeah.
Is still like a big part.
No, it is, but for me, it's more so when I hear someone talk and say something, I want to listen to their music because I want to see how cohesive it is with the things that they say. You know what I mean? It's not like necessarily got to be like everything that they're talking about. Does it say exactly that in their music? But I want to see how their character is portrayed in their music. And it's so funny because I see the way that he's put everything together, even just with the Griselda label and just all the fashion stuff and the visuals. It's like, it's so of this time, and he's done it in such a way where he's done what he's wanted to do and made it so palatable to an audience that makes it like, this is cool, you know? Like, and things being cool, it's like, it's more than it just being cool. It's culture. You know, it's like, it's what makes up culture. And it's so interesting because the music that they're making, he's trying to make music where it's like, you have to listen to it. What are they saying? They're telling a story. And like they're trying to paint a picture as well as the beats being hard, like, you know what I mean? Like the memorable beats with like the just, you know what I mean? The deep cuts on the samples and all of that stuff. And like just hearing the way in the way that he's put that together in his head as a businessman, as an artist, as just a person who's like trying to be himself. That was the most interesting thing for me.
He's a culturally influential person. Like you can tell he feeds off the culture and like what he's thinking. I don't know whether you watch like the Rap Radar interview as well, the New Year's one, but like he listens to when people are speaking and when people are saying Dreamville was the best label that came out last year, but they only had like one or two albums.
Release, yeah.
And like obviously Griselda done 7.
Did Luke drop something? Oh my gosh, Earth Gang, Ari Lennox. That was it. It was just those 3, unless it was Cos as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like obviously Griselda done Bears, and like he's like obviously like I rep the gang and all of that stuff, but like when you niggas ain't dropping, it's like it's hard for me to rep like fully hard, innit? Like, cause it is what have you done recently, and obviously like I bang out the videos and whatnot, and I do my bit, but like when you have like a clique that's just like moving massively, and you got damn, what's his name? Rap Marciano, what's it? Marciano. Wait. Rock Marciano, that's the one. Like guys like that spitting that way, and all of these people that I just talk about street rap and using like not even street rap. It's like you use the lingo of people that are top shows, and you know you talk about that lifestyle and the guns like not about. And obviously there's this he's got the song with Royce the 5'9", and he's like, if you got 5 bodies where I'm from, then you're a legend. And it's like, and then obviously on another song he said like I know a nigga that's got 15 bodies or something like that. Oh man, I forgot the way he said it, but like he's like talking about someone with 15 bodies on that and stuff like that. It's a bit nuts, but just in that way, it's like okay, you just feel the like the culture is palpable, like, and obviously it's so deep and entrenched in the way that the whole of Griselda acts, and like they all, apart from really maybe Benny the Butcher, they all rap quite slow, and like you can hear every word, and every word is piercing, and it's like when you hear Conway the Machine say stuff like I got shot in the neck or I got shot in the head, it's like yeah, this guy he definitely got shot in the head, and like, but when he also says like some niggas got rapped after that, like you're like, oh yeah, probably, like you believe that, and it's like obviously we're quite far removed from that space, that so it's like a lot easier for us to speak about, but if we were from there, we wouldn't really be touching like just understanding those little minutia bits. But obviously Elliot and Bida done like a great job on like just talking to them about that.
No, it wasn't a Rap Radar thing I saw. It was the car. What was the car one you sent me? What was it?
Oh yeah.
Car test.
Yeah. So yeah, like obviously I like.
Well, because he was saying he wasn't about like he was like not that he wasn't about, but he was like I wasn't into all the beef. I was just here like making my music, making my money.
Yeah.
Like, doing his business stuff.
Yeah, man, he made $1 million off megabuses, man.
Off megabus?
Six figures off megabuses or whatnot.
What's megabuses?
You don't know what a megabus is?
Oh, what, like the megabus, like in the UK megabus?
No, but it's an American company, but yeah.
Oh, it's megabus, because we've got megabus, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
It's the yellow man.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, they have it in America, man. It's the main thing is in America where like
what,
you got the £5 or $2 journeys and that.
What? So he bought out like what the?
Okay, so I don't really want to I don't really want to expose what I think.
What you think?
But it's like, obviously, you do trips with like your kilos and you know,
okay.
yeah, man. You get
like
you
that?
get your you know, like in Top Boy, they sent the little kids up in the country. And
Wow.
yeah, them type ones.
Okay, so you think he's moving mad?
No, that's what happened. I don't think he's moving mad now. Like whenever someone of that ilk starts doing rap, I understand they're making a conscious effort to change their life and make money legitly. Like when the baby says he's made $1 million legitly on the tune that everybody likes.
Oh, and the video was mad. It's the one with the video where like, oh, there's all the dancers.
Yeah, I think so.
What is that called?
No, it's not. I don't know whether it's pop or vibe.
Okay.
But yeah, like you see, there's men making conscious effort to make legit money, and it's like, obviously, I slightly relate to that, but obviously, nothing like no statute of limitations and stuff like that. But obviously, this lifestyle that obviously men in the Americas that are dictated to live, and when you eventually find a way out of that, and like you done your time and you didn't snitch and you come back out and you want to make money legitly and all of that stuff, like it's commendable to me personally. I'm not gonna speak for anybody else, but like, and if you dislike those type of people because of what happened in the communities, then I understand. But when I live with the bars, like Andre Benjamin, or you guys may know him as Andre 3000, when he says stuff like and 16 ain't enough, when he's like when he said gosh, I forget. Okay, so essentially what he said was, yeah, you can tell the kid to stop shotting, but what's even worse is telling him to stop shotting without giving him another way. And that is the thing. It's like, these guys have found another way. Like, they can continue doing that for the rest of their lives and coming in and out of jail, or they can try and make money in an industry that black people are getting more and more equity in. And they have like the equity and the edification by Shady and Rock Nation to like do the most.
Yeah, no, it's lit. I feel you. It's one of those things. It's one of those things.
No,
like, for me, I'm not gonna. I don't.
Like, I like Westside Gunn, man.
Yeah,
I relate to him a lot.
I like to. I
relate to Westside Gunn a lot.
The way people carry themselves, I think, says a lot. Like, you know, and I think like you can tell if someone's got. Because look, no matter what, if you're a bad guy, if you do bad shit, like I think your character still says a lot. You know what I mean? What you'll do in certain situations, and whether you're really a bad guy, you're really a scumbag, or you've got, you know, you got some character.
And Westside Gunn's voice is just so distinctive as well.
It's
like
jokes,
it has to be said. I don't
Turn
know if I
up
want to
to
say
10,
it's
bro.
jokes, but yeah. Yo. But yeah, it's definitely distinctive, and like when he speaks,
you're just covering your back, G.
I am
trying to
I am 100%,
sweep away the trails.
I am 100% doing that. But yeah, like I like his style. I like everything that he does. I like him using his own voice. Like, I like when people rap in their own voice. Obviously, this is another conversation that we had as well. Briefly, it's like just
but how many people do you think don't use their own voice?
Don't use their own voice.
Because would you say J Hus uses his own voice when he
he definitely projects it differently, but yeah, he does use his own voice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He projects it differently. And then what's the difference? Where's the line then? If you're saying he definitely projects it differently,
he projects it differently because there's a heritage behind the other voice. Like if someone's using like an African accent from where they're from and they're speaking like their parents, there's a lot different than.
So you're saying that's more of a paying homage to who part of who you are.
Yeah, that is the essence of the UK, having first generation parents, being African and having first generation parents that came here, and you being the actually the odd one out compared to your cousins having an English accent when they have an actual native accent.
Yeah.
That's what I enjoy, fam. I'd prefer having an African accent than this one. I prefer being eloquent in Yoruba than being eloquent in English. I actually prefer it. I prefer I'd like to learn Xhosa and all of that stuff. Or
Is that in the
South Africa?
The pipeline. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like funnily enough, that's like it's part of my theory of the Black Renaissance, like, because there's so many good things that are happening in South Africa that are so good, and like it's gaining so much more traction than we know. But obviously, some people aren't looking at that, and they're building business differently, and I enjoy that particularly. Like personally, I enjoy what they're doing, and I care about it. So yeah. It's definitely
Okay, well, we're done.
We're finished.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. We can keep it moving.
What? So we don't have anything else?
Well, we do. Do we?
Yeah, man.
Do we?
I think we do.
I don't know. I actually don't think we do. We had those other albums. Big Conspiracy. That was it.
All right, then. This has been the Culture and Camaraderie podcast.
Oh, we had all that, but we kind of talked about. We had all those other albums. We talked about.
It's calm. It's calm.
We hit all topics. We hit every topic we was gonna do this week. Actually,
that's actually a first. But yeah,
there we go.
This is Aura of the Night from NYTypical.net,
and this is LAX_ERA.
Your fashion consigliere.
Music producer extraordinaire.
This is us in Suede House. Hopefully the audio is beautiful, fam, because our voices are bouncing in this room.
See me?
Bouncing. But yeah, peace, blessings, and salutations. This has been the Culture and Camaraderie podcast.